people not to offer bribes to the police, because if they do not offer bribes, then police officers will not accept them. We are also dealing with people who are involved in proven cases of corruption. We have the CDI working around the clock. We have a proactive unit. And we've also taken steps to reduce the number of traffic personnel. And we are also regulating the way they function. We have removed most of the traffic officers on the highways.
So is this why we don't see many traffic officers as we used to see them before, clamoring at one particular point?
Yes, of course, because if it is true that they are corrupt, then we will be reducing the rate of corruption by reducing the number of personnel that are engaged in traffic duties, especially up country where we do not have a lot of traffic congestion, so there is less need for too many officers on the road.
All right. Now, let's look at a report published on the internet in June 2011. When I'm quoting the report now. When the current Inspector General of Police, Francis Monu, was last month appealing to the public to trust that the force under his leadership will never revert back to 1970s Checker Stevens police force, many citizens had believed him and vowed to support his efforts to ensure legitimate policing in Sierra Leone. Little did we know we were being tricked into developing confidence in a police force that only violates the national constitution but go on to express sheer ignorance of our laws. What do you make of such a publication online?
Well, I will not question the publication because it is expressing an opinion, and you don't quarrel with people's opinions. But the fact of the matter is the Sierra Leone police is making a lot of progress. When you compare the Sierra Leone police with other police forces around the world, you find out that the Sierra Leone police is making a lot of progress and successes. You look at the crime rate, you look at stability. Currently the stability index in terms of the global context, Sierra Leone police occupies a very good position. In terms of peacekeeping, Sierra Leonean peacekeepers are in high demand, and by and large we are very peaceful in Sierra Leone, because when we look at what is happening in other areas, we look at the crime rate, we look at stability, we find out that Sierra Leone is not doing badly at all. So that report is expressing the opinion of the writer.
Okay. And
I don't think we can.
Want to go by?
Yeah, we can go by it, because we also have our own opinions about the writer and his motives.
All right, I'll come right back to you. Do continue to stay with us. Let's take some of further comments from people who are listening in other parts of Sierra Leone and outside the studio. Well, this very first one says, Irene, I am very much happy for this new promotion of information. May God bless you and continue to expand your talents. From Musa John Bull, who resides in Cornwall. And another one says, oh Edward, you will never stop amazing me with your educative program. This is a remix of Tibrick. Keep it up, Salematu Conte, Unimac. Well, this is no remix of Tibrick, it's something new. And this one says, good luck in your first show. I've tuned in already, waiting to hear. And another one says, Mr. Munu is correct. And he's saying the right thing. Well, let's look at what's online. And the one online says, we seem to be having a little trouble with the internet, but I think it's okay. And this one now says, hi Eddie. Okay, it says, hi Eddie, so how is the program? Well, keep sending your comments. If you send them, I'll tell you how the program is being run. But I think there's another which is just coming. This one says, as far as I'm concerned, not only SLP are corrupt, but all the institutions are corrupt. But SLP bear the greatest percent of corruption. It's coming from Ama Alpha, who resides in Kainlaon. And another one here says, please ask the IGP about the Lankan file. Alright, we'll come to that. Do continue to send your comments to 078 54 64 74, or you can send them to me via Facebook on the address www.facebook.com/The Tonight Show. That's one word, thetonight show.slbc. or you can send it through Twitter on www.twitter.com/Edward A. Arena, or you can send your text message to +232 7854 6474. The program is The Tonight Show. We continue with our studio guest. Now, Mr. Mooney, you've just had some of the text messages and the comments on Facebook and Twitter. What's your response?
Well, my response is very positive because so far I've not had any adverse comments regarding what I have to say and what I'm saying. So I still encourage others to come up with their comments, and I'll be ready to take them.
Right, so do continue to send your comments and send your messages to 078 54 64 74 or send them through the internet. Now, let's look at the allegations against your Operation Support Division, the OSD. After several issues which involved the death of other citizens, including the Kisi incident, many Sierra Leoneans believe that your men are loose gunners. Do you agree?
No, I don't. Because what has happened, these are isolated cases, we are doing so much in terms of responding to violent crime, preventing crime, providing protection services to various units and organizations. And it does happen that sometimes things can go wrong, and the society is so dynamic that sometimes things do go wrong. So we cannot use two incidents to write off a whole state institution, and
but Mr. Monu, mark you, the two incidents involved the life of two citizens who may have voted for a party in the coming election.
Yeah, of course, provided they are of voting age, because in the Wellington incident, these were school-going kids,
What about the Okada rider in the West?
Well, yes. But, when we look at the circumstances, we find out that these are isolated incidents, and we cannot judge a whole police force because of two incidents. We deal with thousands of incidents every day. So if two of them go wrong over a period of 2 weeks, that should not warrant any undue criticism or dismissal of the vital role
now,
of the police.
Do you think your OSD officers are up to the task of maintaining internal security without the help of the military?
They are up to the task. This is why Sierra Leone has been largely peaceful, and even our visitors.
Now, the new weapons you have just received has been attributed to the recent eagerness of your men wanting to test them. What's your comment?
These are frivolous comments. We must be patriotic. The Sierra Leone police does not belong to the Inspector General alone. It belongs to the state of Sierra Leone, and it's about our stability, because the police are there to represent the stability of the state. When things go wrong, all of us should be united in finding a solution as to how we can get them right. We should not cry down a whole institution because two incidents go wrong. There are many incidents that go right that people don't talk about. We are being selfish in the way we think, because when we think that because of two incidents, we should cry down a whole institution, a whole organization that has been providing peace and security for the rest of the citizenry, that has been responsible for providing the security framework for development to take place, then it's been very unfair.
Okay, now in an interview with you a few months back, you maintained that the force is professional and is swiftly attaining its nomenclature of force for good. With all of these complaints and allegations hanging over your force, do you think people should refer to it as a force for good?
Well, when you say all, you need to quantify them. We should not fall in the trap of drawing universal conclusions based on particular incidents. Two incidents cannot make an organization look bad. If we are objective enough, in
your words, we should call it a force for good.
If we are objective enough, then two incidents should not make us disqualify a whole force that has been working round the clock over the years to make Sierra Leone what it is today.
Okay.
We must remember that